I'm curious from both of your perspectives, what do you believe makes a good actor? What is what are the traits of someone that exemplifies, okay, that's an actor that like I could work with, or that's an actor that I'm interested in casting down the road? Uh, are any of those attributes something that is tangible?
Yeah, they're certainly identifiable. I mean, I always I always tell actors to just read more literature, because if you only read how to act, you're in this sort of endless circle, and you can't really quite get out of it. So the more influences that you have, the better off you are. I mean, it's just, it stands to reason. You know, I figured that out sort of just by observing, really. I mean, students would come into grad acting, and some of them hadn't even been in an undergrad program, but they had fascinating minds. And they had either used that for acting or became TV writers. And they're just curious about the world. I mean, obviously, you have to be attentive. You have to have a voice and a body that can actually imitate, embody. You know, what do those words mean, though? Well, I didn't embody it. And it's like, you always, when you talk about acting, you always end up like, well, what does that mean? You have to put it into an experience or it doesn't mean anything. Because humans will use words to get out of everything. And basically, you're trying to corner actors. So, I mean, your thing about balance is really true. Basically, we spend all our time getting people unbalanced because it's uninteresting. Everyone outside of that space in a theater, on the boards, or in a rehearsal room, outside of that magical space, you're trying to be balanced. You're trying to walk down the streets, not to be accosted, not to be bothered, but be, you know, do I give this person $1? And then you're guilty. It's like you're trying to not experience most of the stuff that is actually in front of you because it's too much. So then to spend an hour or 2 or 3 hour class, like, no, now you're going to experience everything, way too much. And then we can pick it apart and go, well, that may belong over here. That may belong over there. And then Devin's quite marvelous about going, okay, now let's just think about this specificity of moment. And then we can see it on camera. I don't know if that makes sense. But it's always the same thing. Yeah. No, how do you experience life? You know, you worked with Zelda Fitchandler. She said life with the boring parts taken out. Like all boring parts taken out. Yeah. So life is suddenly way too full and harrowing. Yeah, I mean, I always go back to I love looking up the Latin root words. I mean, harrowing means to literally destroy the earth so it can regrow. It's not a pleasant term. It's not nice. You are killing everything in that field so you can then grow something else. So the turning over, you know, I was at a Shaw play last night. It's like, you don't ever learn something without giving something up. You know, it's in Major Barbara. It's like, and that's true. That's not pleasant.
But it makes for compelling things to watch.
Yeah, but you have to actually go through that for it to be an experience. So you have to lose. You can't play at losing. You'll play at losing in your library method. Somebody else's.
That's a big thought, though. You actually have to lose.
Yeah.
You can't pretend to lose or know that you're losing but not experience it. You actually have to lose. And so we were talking about this over the weekend of think about the moments in your life where you've actually lost something, whether it's, I mean, a big thing, a person, or just an object that you loved. And there's always a moment that's like of tearing where you realize it's gone and you can't get it back and there's nothing you can do, right? And it's just this moment where you realize it's gone. And then our minds start to make up a story about how, oh, I didn't like it that much. I'll be fine without it. Maybe it'll come back. Yeah. Then we make up a story so that we don't have to live inside of the loss.
Yeah. He or she or they were not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck them.
I always did that. We always do that.
It's a story so you don't lose anymore. And it's just...